And it ain't gotta be because it ain't gotta be nothing real big. Like to that person, the smallest little thing. Like long as the language is being spoken, so you wondering why you attracted to, like you said, like a person at your job or something who buy your lunch. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's like kind of pulling you away from your loved one, right? Mm-hmm. It's because they speak in your language. I don't care if it's just a sandwich. And it's like, well, girl, you finna mess for a Whopper? Right. It's like that's not the point. That's not the point. You know what I'm saying? Like he's filling my cup. Mm-hmm. My cup is empty, and this person is filling it. That Whopper, nigga, that Junior Whopper. You know what I'm saying? It's filling it because it's exactly the 4 for 4. 4 for 4. It don't matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? But it's filling it. It's touching her in a place where she needs to be touched, or it's touching him in a place where he needs to be touched. Relationships 101.
We back.
Welcome. I am your host, Sylvester Wilson.
And I am your co-host, Jasmeka Wilson.
Today, we are still on our communication series.
Because, it takes a lot of that.
It takes a lot. And one of the things we're going to cover today in regards to communication inside a relationship is the 5 love languages.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You're talking spicy.
Real spicy. Now, even though this has been, some people don't agree with it, but we came about this thing a long time ago. I learned about it through my wife, right? Through her studies. And we love it. It works for us, definitely.
Absolutely. But everything has pros and cons. Right. So if it works for you, use it.
And that's all we do.
Right.
We only stick with what works for us. And that's what it is.
Sorry, y'all. I thought Alexa was... It's just, I gotta be real.
I heard it. Don't say her name.
Was about to speak. Sorry.
Don't say her name, though.
We not trying to communicate with her. We're just trying to talk about communication.
Right.
Because your marriages are like above God, Jesus, Holy Spirit. Marriages cannot thrive without healthy communication.
Right.
So that's why we felt led to continue the conversation.
Now, the 5 love languages was started in the early 90s by a guy named Gary Chapman.
Mm-hmm. A Baptist minister.
And he did a great job, you ask me. One thing we've learned about it, though, first of all, let us get into actually introducing, because everybody don't know nothing about the 5 love languages. So, what are they?
Okay. So, we have words of affirmation, physical touch, acts of services, gifts, and quality time. Now, what that look like, I think with conversation, we'll expand on it.
Right.
But those are just like the main 5. Right. We believe that you can love people in these, 5 ways. Like some are primary, secondary.
Right. It goes down the lines of priority when it comes to just that individual. So for you, primarily, right? Because we all need all of that. We all need all of that, right?
I thought I didn't, yeah.
But then primarily, right? Which one of those love languages speaks love to you the most?
Right.
And that's what we want to tap into. For me, it used to be
touch me, baby.
It used to be physical touch. It used to be physical touch.
And that was a challenge for me coming into our marriage. That's why I'm like, if I'm going to admire a couple, I need them to get through them challenging 5 to years.
Yeah.
Because that's where it's really honeymoon stage, dating stage, the, oh my gosh, I just want to like touch him all day. Like that leaves. Let's just be real. And then the real you shows up. Because I feel like in the beginning of it, in the beginning I touched a lot, I hugged a lot, I caressed a lot.
Right.
But then as time, that's not my natural being.
Right.
So your love language for me at the beginning of our marriage was a struggle because I didn't grow up with a lot of touching. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my parents. Nobody couldn't tell me my daddy did not love me because we didn't grow up in a house of smooches and give me a hug before you leave.
Right.
That wasn't,
right.
what I've seen. So coming into this relationship and being married to you and you require that physical touch,
right.
It pulled out something that wasn't there.
Right.
But thank you.
But that's because you accepted the challenge.
Right.
So before you thank me, thank you for accepting the challenge.
Get up.
Of change.
Stand up.
Yeah. That's what growth is about. But
what does physical touch look like? Like, for you, being that was your primary love language, what were you looking for from me? Just in case somebody's spouse that's their primary love language.
Well, them rubs on the back, you know what I'm saying?
Let me try to do it right now, y'all.
Them shoulder, you know what I'm saying? Touches and
just try that right now, right?
And, just those little nuances, like things that it's not no like large display of physical touch and nothing like that. Ain't gotta be nothing grandiose about it, but just those little things. Like, it means, like, you may not notice it, but the people whose love language is physical touch, primarily, they notice it more than anybody else. And to them, that means love. That means, oh, this person loves me. However, today, 14 years later.
14 years
right?
later.
Of marriage.
4 children later.
Right? Now I find out that I recently took the quiz.
Mm-hmm.
And you can take the quiz on
5lovelanguages.com. You can do it for free. After you take it, they're going to ask you, do you want to upgrade for $35? You don't have to do that because they're going to show you your primary. So I just think starting off, y'all can do the free one, learn out what your primary love languages are and operate in that space.
Mm-hmm.
And as you build and resources or capital grow, then you can invest more to learn what their secondary or, the third one maybe.
Right. Because not only are you learning more about yourself, which helps you, right, in loving yourself, but your partner is learning more about how to love you. And if you don't know how to love you, then I can't see how to love you because you don't even do that for yourself. So don't be asking me to do it. Anyway, let's go. Right now, my love language today happens to be, drum roll please.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's what my baby thinks drum roll is.
You gotta give it to the drum roll.
Don't work on that, baby.
I need the drum roll. Do the drum roll. I don't have to work my tongue.
Anyway, PG, third to the doggone team, okay? Now, today my love language happens to be acts of service. Acts of service. What is acts of service? It's things that you do for me without me asking you to do it. It's things that make my day or my task or my duties a little easier, right? Taking some weight off of me without, putting some gas in the car.
Who putting gas?
I put gas in the car. I do that. But I'm just naming things now.
Are you asking me to put?
I'm naming things. No. I'm just naming things that mean acts of service. Just for example, putting gas in the car. What else? Mopping the floor. Like, just if that's my duty, and you say, you know what, I'm gonna do this for him. Then it's like, wow, that was great. Thank you. Right.
So, shorter version of a drum roll, please. That's it. Thank you. Mine's acts of service too, y'all. So that's a possible conflict. Because he's looking for me to lighten his load. I'm looking for him to lighten his load. So now we got to learn how to dance together or move together in this season. Because both of us are overloaded, tad bit overworked. And that's why I think it changed to acts of service. Because we're both doing a lot. Mm-hmm. And with saying that, we both got to point out, I think it's important to tell people, those assessments are good, but we believe you should do them either annually or when something change or happens in the in the relationship, right? Whether there's a death or violation or somebody got caught cheating. Like, I think in life,
or a new job, or
more children,
more responsibility. Things change.
Right.
And
those love languages change.
Yeah, because of it. Right. So I'm thinking maybe yours is acts of service and mine's acts of service.
Mine ain't always been acts of service. I almost lost my marriage.
We twins.
Because in the beginning, it was gifts. And my husband struggled in that area.
It was a good struggle though.
What you mean?
I mean, because I accepted the challenge and I got better at that. Without that, like I always say, like without that struggle, without that test, that stage, nigga, I couldn't imagine myself still bad at giving gifts like I was, dog. Like I was bad.
Birthdays come around, he was like, "Happy birthday, babe. All right, we gonna cook a meal." Well, what? I'm used to cake. I'm used to gifts. I'm used to. So there was a constant
tug, like it was
tug in our marriage because, of course, this world gonna give you every holiday to celebrate. January, your birthday. February, Valentine's Day.
Money. They want
March,
your money.
what you got in March? I don't know. They probably made a day for something.
I'm talking about, yeah.
I ain't expect a gift for Easter, but you got Easter. Then you got Mother's Day. Then you got Thanksgiving.
Money all
Christmas.
year round, man.
It was just always an event. So it's like he came empty-handed at all of those events. So, we went through some growing pains. I ain't leave because of gifts. And I also evaluated that. Like, is that my true love language, or was I shaped?
Or was it just something you was used to?
Yeah, like I was used to it from previous relationships. Right. I was used to it from my parents because they are great gift givers. They don't let no holiday, no birthday, nothing, come about, and they don't honor you. Right. So I was shaped in when things like this happen in your life, there's gifts. Right. Even from previous relationships, when there's arguments, after the arguments, there's gifts. Right. So I came into this relationship where no, there is love, there is sacrifice. I go to work, you stay at home, I pay all the bills. I'm the gift, in a sense, by showing you love every other way. So that definitely was a challenge. Like, he was loving me with the acts of services, doing and touching on me. But that one little thing that I was shaped into, you forgot to give me a gift.
It left a void.
It was real.
Right. It left a void.
And I voiced it every time. I didn't act like it was okay. Definitely. So some people sit in their relationships and just like, oh, he sucks at it. He won't get better. Listen, I only got one life and one life only. So we both believe if we're going to be in this, we're going to be happy. So I'm constantly like, hey, babe, birthday was yesterday. I ain't get nothing.
And I would feel terrible, y'all. Listen, bro.
And women, we know how to make them feel terrible. So.
I would feel terrible, dog. Like, what's wrong with me? like, bro, like you suck at this. Like, and I just had to accept that challenge personally and say, you know what? I done been bad at a lot of things in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I've gotten good at them. Right. I can get good at this. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie. So all that, what you said, and I let him know. I let him know every time.
It wasn't healthy, right? How I let him know. But it was an argument, yeah.
But listen though, by you letting me know, like recently I was thinking about this and I was like, yeah, I was bad at it. And she did let me know. But then, in you letting me know, of course, right? I still took that as like you nagging about something you want. That's really like how I took it. Like you nagging about something that you want. And I didn't really understand the significance of you're actually asking me to help you feel loved. Like I didn't understand that that's really what you were saying, instead of just taking it like, she just want me to buy stuff. Like you just, oh my God, you brat. This brat just want me to, you know what I'm saying? Like, instead of seeing it like that, I didn't understand, you know what I'm saying, that this is something that my lover actually needs to feel love. It's a language that she needs me to speak. Mm-hmm. And then also in saying that, what's crazy is that, okay, right now we've identified the same love language. You said it's a challenge, or what you said? Dang, girl, whatever you said. But I see that as a good thing, because guess what? Even more so, that challenges us to be reciprocal, to reciprocate, to make sure that we're reciprocal. And it kind of makes it easier to reciprocate when it's the same thing that you want, that you're being now asked for. That's, to me, that's kind of like, ooh, it's easier now. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, because
you see it as easy.
Because before it was two different languages.
It's a challenge I gotta accept. Just how you had to accept that.
Exactly.
The gifts.
Because before it was me trying to learn a language that I never even spoke. Listen, all right, so Chapman says at some point in his studies, right, that these love languages, they come from the upbringing, right? The households of a person. And just like how you said, and you explained to us how your household was, right? And that kind of defined your love languages and what you did need and what you did need, how you did see love and how you didn't, right? For me, it's the same way. While you were saying how, you didn't get a lot of, the hugs and all of that and smooches and all that in your household, you didn't need that to feel love.
Right. I didn't know it was missing. You don't miss what you don't have.
In my household, I'm thinking about how, when it comes to gift giving, I was so bad at it because my mama was a single parent. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, she was a single parent. And at some point, I can remember like coming to grips with the fact that I don't need to be asking her and putting this demand on her for gifts all the time, like Christmas and all that. Because my mama she was so, like any mama, she wanted to give her kids everything they asked for.
Right.
But then when your kids realize that, dang, we got what we wanted, yay. But then next week, the lights off. It's like, how about, we try not to ask for so much. Because she gonna break her neck to do it. But then some things are gonna suffer. So then we just kind of grew up like with that mentality as to like, okay, gifts are that's not important, right? And so now that I'm in this marriage and my wife's love language happens to be gifts, I done already removed myself so far from that gifts being a priority. Oh my God, it was such a freaking challenge for me. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's so much easier for me to be speaking having to speak the same language that I myself want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's
easier to give because you know what you're looking for.
Exactly.
I can see it that way, but in my way of looking at it, when I said I think it's going to be a challenge, was because I think that's our love language because that's what we really need right now. Like I need somebody to take the burden off. So it's like having this need for the burden to be removed.
Right.
And then gotta still do it on the other end. That's the challenge I saw.
It's a dance.
It's a dance. So I think that's where mercy plays a part in this. Like have mercy or, grace on me.
Yeah.
if I'm not performing, like I had to have grace to kind of understand you with giving gifts. Right. Like I had to find something. Like I'm not gonna lose a whole marriage behind a gift.
Thank you for the grace.
So it's like I had to find something, even though I did make some bad decisions about buying myself some gifts. Like, okay, you know what? Let me just take this $200 and go buy myself a gift. But it was more damaging, like financially, because now I'm irresponsibly spending because I'm trying to fill this void. Like I'm spending money because it's like, okay, he won't buy me a gift, I'm gonna go out and buy me a gift. When gifts wasn't in a budget, period. But I, stepped out of it to go do it. So I guess that's grace. So in this season, knowing me and you got the same love language right now today, as we see that it do changes, we're going to have to apply some grace because we're both asking for acts of services at the same time.
Right. But don't worry about it. I'll watch
physical touch was easier. Can you go back to physical touch? I done mastered that. Like,
listen.
Yeah, tell him to go find. And we not just saying we taking what the test gave us, because with anything, trust but verify. Right. We trust that, okay, it say acts of services, and then we look back over our life, like within the past months, and was like, yeah, it did piss me off when you saw that I needed my lunchbox, babe, and you ain't bring it to me. So like we verified, like, do we really connect with this? Right. And we do. So trust what it give you, but verify and ask yourself. But y'all ask him to go retake the test again and like try to filter it where it's physical touch, because I mastered that. Like I could do it easily. I could lay in the bed and be on my laptop and touching him at the same time. Ask him to go back, y'all. Please.
Somebody. Yeah, we ain't going back. We ain't going back. We moving forward, and now this is the new thing. So just like you said, I think I said before that, like, I consider marriage a business. Like I look at it like a business structure. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of similarities to it. Like you said about love languages changing with with seasons, right? And like maybe revisiting it, annually, right? Or whenever something changes. That's the same way a business works, right? Something changes, right? A significant change happens, or you have to reevaluate, right? We got to call a meeting. We probably used to have it annually, but because something has happened significant, we need y'all to come together right now. Like, and let's reassess. Let's look at these numbers all over again. Let's reassess what's going on and see how we can regroup it. You know what I'm saying? So, because you want things to continue to run efficiently.
And if you operate in that old system, like if my husband buy me a gift right now, y'all, in this season of my life, I'm just being so honest.
What's gonna happen?
I probably would be upset because financially we own something else. Mm-hmm. So if he buy me a gift and it ain't gonna talk to me as much, like it'll piss me off, I think.
Talk to me now.
I think it'll piss me off.
Talk to me now. So right now, if my wife touch me right now, I'm pissed off. Don't touch me in the season. Don't touch me.
I'm not saying that.
No, I'm just playing.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying and the only reason I say that because wait, Mother's Day coming up. Does that disqualify me for a gift?
No, not at all. Definitely.
I thought you was gonna call the people.
I'm definitely gonna. Huh?
I thought you was gonna call the people and probably cancel because I just said that.
Well, what you mean? What? Because you said
if you bought me a gift right now in this season, it won't speak to me that much. It'll probably piss me off.
Oh, it'll make you mad.
Not mad, but it'll just be like, all right, thank you, baby.
You know what? I might want to. Hey, excuse me. Can y'all cancel that?
Cut. No, cut.
That was good.
No, I would appreciate the kind gesture, but it wouldn't speak to me that loud.
Right. It's not primary anymore.
It's not primary.
Right.
It's like, I ain't gonna lie. He bring gifts now. I'll be like, how much that was?
Right.
How much you spent? And I still thank him because I don't want him to feel bad about the gift. But it's just in this season, we both know and we're both communicating our goals, our next step, our,
and that's why it's so important for both of you to be in sync with what the vision is. What's the vision for this family? Where are we going? Where are we headed? How are we going to get there? What's our goals right now? Like, what are we aiming for right now together? And because y'all are in sync with that, right? It's kind of like how then everything else fall into place, right? Even your love languages fall into place. You understand what I'm saying? To the vision. When y'all are in sync. I think about, it put me in the mind of like, how they say, like, if women, sometimes when women are around each other for like a long period of time, right? Mm-hmm. Like repetitively, whether they work together for 30 years or they meeting together at the same place or they live in the same house, their menstrual cycle will go on the same, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. Like our love languages are now freaking synced together.
We twinning them.
The more that we are synced together here, you know what I'm saying? With where we're going. So our love languages have to fall in line with that. The reason why her love language was so opposite as mine is because we were still new. Like we had just came. We were more individual than we were team. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
At that time. And now that we're more team, more things start to look alike. You know what I'm saying? Even internally.
So that's this amazing. Acts of service, which we know is temporarily.
It's for a season, I'm sure.
So I'm just saying that to say, like, my gifts may still arise later in life. I don't know.
Yeah. I tell Amazon to put a little hold on it.
Yeah, put a hold. So don't, like, kill that side of you.
Nah, I'm going to tell Amazon just spin the block a few times.
All right. And come back.
Yeah, don't come. Don't do the next day. Don't do the next 2 day thing. Spin the block a couple times, man.
You going to cancel the prime.
Yeah.
You don't want it that quick.
You don't need the prime no more.
Okay. So what can you encourage, what can you leave with not leave because we're not done yet, but what can you encourage? What encouragement can you give to the listeners?
For love languages, I mean, learn. The more you can learn about yourself.
What if you're married to somebody that's selfish?
Then still, right? Still learn the more about yourself, because why would you put your happiness in the hands of somebody that's selfish, right? Or why would you put your happiness in the hands of anybody? I don't care if they're not selfish, right? It still should be in your hands first. So you should be learning more about yourself and how to make yourself happy. Because when you do run into somebody, or if you are with somebody that can't wait to love you, then they got to learn that from you on how to do it. They could be doing a whole lot of this and a whole lot of that, but doing the wrong things. They could be doing your love language is acts of service, and they could be doing gifts. They could be doing quality time. They could be doing a whole lot of touching and physical touch and words of affirmation, but that ain't hitting home for you. So you got to know so that you're able to relay that to the next person, right? To the lover.
Are you speaking to people that are dating, or are you talking about married couples?
Period.
Okay, because I feel like if you're dating, you shouldn't tell nobody what your love language is, because they're going to manipulate.
Well, I ain't even saying. But, all right, so
use it to win you over, and you really don't know if you got a good one or not.
Right, but I'm not even saying actually tell them. Now I understand what you're saying. Like, if I'm your spouse, yeah, you can tell me anything.
Right.
Please give me that information. And if you're dating and it's not somebody that you're, y'all still filling that out, and heck no, you ain't got to tell them. But like I'm saying, right? Mm-hmm. So that you love yourself that way. And by loving yourself that way, they're watching and they're learning how to love you by seeing you love you, is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you ain't got to verbally tell them. If you got to verbally tell them, then you might not be loving yourself the right way. They should be able to see, right? I see you buying yourself this and buying, okay, well, that's what she like. Let me go ahead. If I'm actually interested in speaking that language.
Right.
And then a lot of times too, if you want to find out what a person's love language is, or even your own, but I'm saying like just talking about you versus another person. So if a person, a lot of times we speak the love language that we want to be spoken to us. We speak it. So if a person does a lot of acts of services for you, right? They're thinking that means love.
Right.
Why do they think that? It's because that just may be their love language, right? And that's why the challenge is always speaking another, like learning to speak another language.
Because you can easily do the one.
You can easily do the one.
Because I stayed buying you gifts and this and that, and yeah, that was great. That was the way I, felt love, but that wasn't yours. Like, it's like, yeah,
I'm like,
thank you, but touch me.
Please me, baby. That's what's going on in my mind. When you give me a gift, I'm like, yeah, thank you, but yeah. Touch me.
Okay. So for me, I think my words of wisdom or encouragement would be learn what your partner's love language is and, grow in that area and try to operate from that place. Both of y'all take it together, or if you're, we are for the married people, but some of our followers and supporters, they desire to be married.
Right.
So I would say take it personally just to see where you are so that you can know where you are. And then just ask yourself, like, why I fell in love with this nigga so quick?
Right.
Because he loving you in your love language. Now I need you to look beyond that and learn him for who he is. Right. Not just because he's buying you gifts. Because I had one of those relationships where I was getting all the gifts and ignoring all the red flags.
Girl, you preaching.
Woo! But for real, like, learn it for you. If you single and are dating or engaged and you're watching, take it for you. Learn what it is, your love language, and just pay attention.
Right.
I think that'll help answer a lot of questions. And for my married couples, take it together, discuss it, talk about it, ask them, well, babe, what does physical touch look like to you? Because I thought physical touch was, hey, babe, something real quick. For him, it's like, no, caress me, do it a little longer, lay with me a little longer, hug me a little more, kiss me a little more.
Make it mean something.
And I had to, grow into that person if I wanted to keep my marriage. I could have easily been like, nah, nigga, that ain't me. But what I get from that, somebody else outside doing it, maybe? Ouch. When it came to gifts and he wasn't giving it, what I did, irresponsibly spent money to buy myself gifts.
Right.
What could have happened with them? Somebody could have bought lunch, or somebody could have.
And it ain't gotta be because it ain't gotta be nothing real big. Like, to that person, the smallest little thing. Like, long as the language is being spoken. So you wondering why you attracted to, like you said, like a person at your job or something who buy your lunch. You know what I'm saying? And it's like kind of pulling you away from your loved one, right? It's because they speak in your language. I don't care if it's just a sandwich. And it's like, well, girl, you finna mess for a Whopper?
Right.
It's like, that's not the point.
That's not the point.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's filling my cup. My cup is empty, and this person is filling it. That Whopper. Nigga, that Junior Whopper. You know what I'm saying? It's filling it because it's exactly...
The 4 for 4.
Yeah, 4 for 4. You know, no matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? But it's filling... It's touching her in a place where she needs to be touched. Or it's touching him in a place where he needs to be touched. Words of affirmation. Let's go over them right quick.
Okay.
Right? So we talked about acts of service.
Can you help me with this? Can you lend me a hand? Can you do this task?
And not even asking.
Can you go there?
And usually it's not even asked.
You're not asking, but
it's
that's
just
what it
you
is.
just doing it for them, right? And that takes you being intentional and thoughtful and watching them, right? Like I said, like, I'm here to study you, right? So if
get that man what you get at job.
Ooh, shoo.
Sorry.
Girl, look at her now.
That's acts of service.
That's acts of service.
Get that man what you get at job. Get that man what you get your church. Get that man what you get your friends.
Yes, Lord. So being intentional, watching that person, studying that person, and knowing, doggone well what their workload looking like this week. You understand what I'm saying? But you know what they also got on their plate that needs to be done, right? Mm-hmm. And if you don't know, it's your job as a lover to find out so that you could bless them, be a blessing to them. Right. And then what else?
We went over physical touch.
The
touches. But verify on those touches. Sorry, y'all. Sometimes the clinician clicks on and off. Verify on those touches because you may touch your spouse and you don't know the history or if there was any violations or if that physical touch was stemmed from childhood trauma. Verify on them touches before you just go to touching. Verify. Just how gifts was like I was shaped into that. We don't know if that your lover was shaped into physical touch. So just verify if that's their love language and they operate in that place. What's off limit? What's off limits? What I can't do? What you want me to do? Just trust but verify.
Right. Is it okay is it right? And then again, just like acts of service though, learn them because a lot of these love languages are better spoken without being asked. You understand what I'm saying? It's better spoken without being asked. So for you they busy and they doing whatever they doing and you just go, massaging them shoulders while they doing it. It's like, that's love talking. You know what I'm saying? That's love talking. I ain't have to ask you it's the thought that counts. And then what's another? Quality time. Quality time. It is what it is, right? Edging out that time, a space and a time, edging it out. Like you actually giving thought to it to the point where you've carved that out, making sure that ain't no calls coming through. You ain't looking when they talking to you. You're not looking at your phone while they talking to you because that's not quality. You understand what I'm saying?
Don't let the love of money make you lose your marriage. All my busybodies, all my gotta get this call, gotta work 16, 15, 20, 30, whatever hours a day.
And you thinking that's priority.
While your wife home suffering. Or your husband.
Right.
Like.
Yeah.
Don't get got.
If you're with a person that needs quality time, by all means, right? Make it happen. Make it happen, make it happen, make it happen. That goes for any one of these love languages. Make it happen, dog. Like, what's more important? Make it happen. You know what I'm saying?
We went over gifts.
Right? Y'all already know that. Y'all already know that.
What was the last?
And don't let nobody, fellas, don't let none of these little new age city girl prostitute chicks. If you're in the dating stage, trick you. You know what I'm saying? Into gifts like it's their love language, and you know what I'm saying. You might be infatuated with them, and they telling you that's their love language, and that's what speaks to them. When
they just want a bag,
you just a gold digger. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean love for you. That actually mean this nigga a suck. So let's tread a little lightly, fellas. Let's know what you're dealing with.
Verify.
Trust
if she's trying to get that bag because her friend just got it.
Let's know what you're dealing with.
Let's see if she just really desires the bag.
Right.
We went over all of them.
Nah, we got one more.
Words of affirmation. We
can go over that one. Okay. Let's do it. Words of affirmation. Right. Talk to me nice.
I was about to do it. You're so handsome. Sexy.
Am I?
Smell good.
Ooh.
Look good.
I try.
Beard on point. Ooh. Did I say beard? I mean beard. Beard on point.
Okay. Try to do a little something.
Smell good.
Thank
you. Because if I don't do it, guess who's gonna do it? Somebody.
Right.
And if that's their primary love language, baby.
They got him on the hook. They got them on the hook. They reeling them in. So it's like, nah, you got them right there at home with you. Or you're the one who they rather spend their space with. So you got first dibs on speaking that language to them and filling that cup.
So when they go outside, it's like, yeah, I know.
Exactly.
I know.
Exactly. Because they cup full. What do the Bible say? My cup runneth over.
It's running over.
You know what I'm saying? Come on now, act like God.
Remember when you first got your grades? And I was like, oh, babe, them grades look nice. And I think one of your coworkers, some guy or something, tried to say, "Oh, you so great," or "You life is life," and something. Yeah, something. And then you just was like, "Yeah," and I look good or something. Like you were so confident because it's like, man, my wife love it. Like,
listen, I'm
whatever your comment was,
I'm convinced already.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna be one of them sexy old gray haired men. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't worried about that.
So just make sure if that is their love language, make sure you're building them up, man.
Yeah.
And you could tell if that's their love language because that's what they give. If they always like, "Oh, babe, you look good."
Compliments.
Oh, babe, I like that.
Yeah.
Babe, you stepping. Like whatever it may be. If that person's doing that all the time, that's likely their love language. Yeah. And they want it back in return.
Now I'm gonna give a little tidbit too. Give a little tidbit, right? A little wink at y'all for because I know we on the 1 and 2s, right? We on the pairs, we on the couples, right? But there's a book called Love Language. You can buy the book, but then there's also a book for love languages for your children.
Yeah.
And we also, we got that, and we done been all up and through that. Your children also have love languages, right? And those love languages, just like we said, they're shaped inside of the home. So it's like, what love languages are you shaping in your home?
Don't just be buying them kids gifts. Touch them.
Right. I mean, if that's what you're doing,
them.
Just know that that's what the love language is gonna be, right? And I just know with something like gifts, you don't want to make it easy for somebody to just come in and buy them something and then win their heart. You know what I'm saying? So if you
wait, so how did you win my heart? Now I gotta run this back. How did you win my heart and you was not operating? It was just divine.
It was just divine, really.
It was divine. It was divine.
I ain't had a lot of money.
Whole lot of money in it.
You know what I'm saying? I think it just was, I don't know. Somehow
it was
made
divine,
you feel.
Though. It's not. I don't know. We already know what it was.
I know.
Like, age group different, hanging places different. It was just divinely connected, and it, like the pastor say, it ain't nothing y'all could do about it.
Exactly. Not a thing.
Not a thing.
But let me finish, because my heart went here to these kids. If your child's love, like, pay attention to them kids. If your child's love language is words of affirmation, and you around here buying them stuff, that child do not feel loved, and they're gonna go outside and look for it somewhere else. Speak to that child those words, and a lot of times with children, you won't see them actually doing it. It won't be like a reciprocation. Like with adults, like you say, like they're gonna usually be trying to love you in their love language. Children, sometimes and sometimes not.
Right.
Because if it's words of affirmation, then they may not be, right, much of a talker. They may throw,
But they will see the signs though. If it's words of affirmation and a parent did like not giving it, you can pay attention to a decline, whether they're suicidal
the
or
effects
like it's
of not doing
the
it.
effects of not getting it. You'll see the sign like why you don't dress, so it's definitely
that child's empty somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And it may be, we ain't saying that this is all of it, right? The 5,
right?
But let's start there. This is somewhere to start.
It's foundational.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, it's no book on parenting. But what are some tools or something I can try to use?
And that's all.
To say that I didn't fail. So like the assessment, that's a tool that we apply in our marriage just to say, hey, we tried everything. Like, what we trying?
Right.
Just try it.
Yeah.
Don't be opposed. The link is gonna be in the comment section. It's 5
in the description.
In the descriptions. Yeah, he the tech guy, y'all. I just sit here, be pretty and talk, and once I walk away, I walk away. I wait on him to send me the shorts, the link.
Yeah.
That's his job, and I respect it. But yeah. So it'll be in the comments.
In the description.
Description. 5lovelanguages.com. The number 5, not 5 spelled out.
So
this was heavy.
This was nice though.
This was heavy.
I love it here. How about y'all?
Heavy.
Y'all love it here?
If y'all love it here, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Hit the subscribe button below.
Yep, and
it's below.
Hit that notification bell as well, so that you can be able to get notified on every time we post something, because we keeping them coming. Our job is to supply y'all with tools that we didn't have. You know what I'm saying? It's tools and support that we didn't have when we got married, and we know doggone well it would have helped. Right? We just gathered this stuff along the way as we went on.
Trying to make it work.
Right?
Like, fix this.
Yeah.
Do this. Let's try this. Let's see this.
Because it's just never giving up. You know what I'm saying? Not perfect.
Never
going through some dark times. You know what I'm saying? And them dark times you go through in your relationship, man, it'll make you, if you want it, right? If you really want it, it's going to make you seek some stuff out. Some stuff might be bad, and some stuff going to be good that you seek out. We hoping that you seek out the good stuff and stick to that. You know what I'm saying? The bad stuff, listen, let's work it out. Let's practice forgiveness. And
our children need some healthy homes.
I'm telling you, let's keep it moving.
That's what we here for.
Right? We talked about the difference in, you know, it's a difference. There is a difference, right? 2-parent home, 1-parent home. There's a difference. There's a lot being shaped in those children because there's a 1-parent home, or because there's a 2-parent home. Now, just because what she was able to let me know though, because growing up as a 1-parent home child, we tend to think that just because you got a 2-parent home, that's like the goal. Like that's great. Like that's the goal, to get 2-parent home. So a lot of us marry, and our goal is to make sure that we got 2 parents for our children's sake. But let me tell you something that's more important. Having 2 parents that's happy together is even more important than having 1 parent that's happy.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So happiness.
Happiness.
Hey.
Happiness.
I don't even know that song.
Me neither. I just made it up. I don't even think it's a song. But listen, once we get out, when we jump off this life gonna challenge us, and we gonna be tested on the very thing we just spoke about.
My baby is not. She's not very savvy.
Musically inclined.
No. Savvy when it comes to this. You know, social media, YouTube, all that. So some of her terms may be just love, and it just be poking me in my brain. So when she say, when we get off this live, we not on live.
Oh, we are not live. I feel live. But once we...
You live. You live. Oh, yeah.
When we get off on this recording, we're going to be tested, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
This week.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to give acts of services. From the bottom of my heart, not just doing it, because it's a difference. When you just doing it, they feel it.
Out of duty.
That Sasha come burnt.
Yeah.
It ain't no love in it.
Come on now.
So I just got to make sure I'm operating in a place of love.
Please.
Because they could feel it. We know.
Please,
like when you just like kind of throw the bag of chip instead of handing a bag of chip, or you just give a half a cup of water because you ain't have time to keep pouring, and you just try to hurry up and do something.
Or when you do something else and it's just out of duty. Right? Just because it's like a job for you.
Right.
Instead of bringing all of the other good stuff, like wanting to do it. Because that brings a whole nother feel to what you do.
Get some rest, y'all. That's what it sounds like to me.
And stay healthy.
Get some rest, work out.
Yeah.
Eat right.
That's
pray.
Right. That's right.
Stay connected to God. Make Jesus your Lord and Savior, because you need all that to make a marriage work.
All that. Now,
thanks for joining. Sorry.
No, you were doing good.
I was
baby.
about to end it.
Let's end it then.
Thanks for joining us. We out.
Peace.
101.
101.